Arsenal? When are they going to ever be lucky? Is Bournemouth going to do first ever double over, Arsenal?
Oh, it's very possible. It depends on how seriously Arsenal take the match. And it's very likely that they won't take it too seriously. So we could easily see Bournemouth take an early lead and Arsenal really not put in that effort to try and get the game back because they are thinking about their second leg against PSG. So when you are looking at these games and you know that, like Yao said, they have their mind on other things, you can understand why he doesn't see Arsenal beating Bournemouth. I understand where he's coming from completely. But we've also not seen a very good Bournemouth team in the last few weeks. This is not a team. This is a team that was very impressive the first few months of the season, but since February, they've really struggled to put together a run of games. So for me, it depends on which Bournemouth show up. If, let me say, December, November Bournemouth show up, this would be a very easy win for them. But if the Bournemouth that showed up in March and April shows up, I think they'll struggle even with the weekend Arsenal team. So it really depends on Bournemouth and how they approach the game, the mentality they bring. But for sure, I would say based on everything, they are probably the favourites for sure because Arsenal have one eye on the Champions League. This is definitely a game that if they could, they just take a 0-0 and go home. Like, I don't think they want to play this game at all. So for me, Bournemouth have an incentive. They are still chasing a European place. They want to win as many points as possible. They want to hope they can sneak into the Conference League by virtue of their results. So there's something to play for. So it's a very different dynamic for both teams.
Yeah, do you think, on the basis of his argument, do you think that certain key players will be rested because, there's nothing at stake. If you are second, you earn a lot in terms of, the monies that comes in. But, let's rest key players because there's this game sandwiched in between the
they'll definitely rest some key players. I don't see Bukayo Saka playing this game. I don't see Declan Rice playing this game because Thomas Partey will come back and because he missed that game first leg against PSG. I think he will play. You need to get his feet wet a little bit before that PSG game. You need to get him in top level game shape before that PSG game. So I see him playing in that game. And so once he's playing, and you know that Martin Odegaard missed almost 2 months of action because of that ankle injury he sustained when he was in action for Denmark. So if you play for Norway, so if you play him against PSG, you played him against PSG earlier this week. If you're playing him this weekend and you play him against PSG next week, it's not too much of a workload because he missed almost 2 months of game action, like I said earlier. And so I don't think it will be too much for him. So I see Thomas Partey playing in this game. I see Mikel Merino also starting alongside him with Martin Odegaard in that midfield position. But I don't see Bukayo Saka starting. Let me see. I see Ethan Nwaneri starting. William Saliba. If I had my way, I wouldn't start William Saliba. I don't think William Saliba should start.
I don't think they have a backup centre back though.
No, they do have. I mean, start Ben White alongside Jakub Kiwior and have Jurgen Timber on the right side. Then you can play Lewis Kelly on the left side.
I think because Jurgen Timber, I understand what I'm saying. I think because Timber is more injury prone. He's not. He probably will be a bit reluctant to play.
Yeah, but now that Ben White has returned, I think it gives him a little bit of a cushion that you can risk Timber a little bit because if you have to pick between playing Jurgen Timber and William Saliba or not playing one of those two, I think it will be always William Saliba because he's more important of the two.
And he's harder to replace.
And so, because of Ben White's return, I will play Ben White as a centre-back, pair him with Jakub Kiwior, have Jurgen Timber on the right side, and Miles Lewis Kelly on the left side. And rest William Saliba. And so those are the changes that if I'm Mikel Arteta,
I agree with you.
I would make. And rest Martinelli. I mean, Raheem Sterling can play in that position alongside Nwaneri and Leandro Trossard. Those guys haven't played too many games this season anyway. And so, I think that will be a fair shake-up for the Arsenal team. And it will give them a competitive team to play in that game against AFC Bournemouth because AFC Bournemouth were very pissed and very disappointed that they missed out on all 3 points against Manchester United, and mainly because of that Evan Nielsen dismissal, that red card that was shown to him. It has been overturned because it was adjudged as too harsh, and that Evan Nielsen maybe warranted a yellow card or something of that sort, not a red card. And so he will play in that game, or he's in line to play in that game. And so AFC Bournemouth, looking at how they were on the verge of winning that game, they ended up getting a draw, it affecting their chances of qualifying to Europe. I honestly believe that they will be in a better position than Arsenal for the win in this game. That's why I'm picking them to win this game. If there is any other result, I see AFC Bournemouth getting a draw. I just don't see them losing this game.
Oh, this is the Premier League preview show. We take a quick break here. We'll return in studios. We'll talk about a game that will be happening at the Bridge. It's super important. Stick and stay. We'll be right back.